Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall have Attorney Fudge Tahar, spokesperson of Vehicle Inspection Center Operators Association of the Philippines, to discuss the significance of private motor vehicle inspection centers. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smart portion centers on the right-of-way vehicles turning right. This week's Paying Chapter shall be about the impropriety of playing loud music in POVs. The public service segment centers on unfair traffic violation calls in Taguig. Showcase this week shall have the subcompact sedan from MG, the Mg5 Alpha Cvt.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. You should know this if you're heading southbound on Rojas Boulevard.
The DPWH is now repairing the damaged box culvert along Rojas Boulevard in front of the Libertad pumping station in Pasay City. This involves closing the southbound portion of the busy thoroughfare from the area fronting HK Sun Plaza to the EDSA Rojas Boulevard flyover. The MMDA has issued an advisory to motorists warning of traffic congestion in the area, while the repair work is being undertaken, which is estimated to take at least 60 days. It also listed the following alternate routes light vehicles can take. From Bonifacio Drive Rojas Boulevard, take Rojas Boulevard Buendia Avenue Service Road, turn right at Buendia Avenue Extension, then left at Tostado Macapagal Boulevard going to destination. From Bonifacio Drive Rojas Boulevard, turn right at the HK Sun Plaza Access Road, then left at Tostado Macabal Boulevard to destination. From Bonifacio Drive Rojas Boulevard, left at President Quirino Avenue to destination. Trucks and trailers heading southbound from Bonifacio Drive can turn left to P. Burgos Avenue, straight towards Finance Road and Ayala Boulevard, then right to San Marcelino Street. Take P. Quirino Avenue to South Luzon Expressway to destination.
The MMDA says additional traffic constables are deployed in the area. This, along with directional signs, should help in managing the traffic. The upgrade of the southbound portion of the Candaba Viaduct was completed in May of last year. The upgrade of the northbound portion begins next month.
The NLEX Corporation has announced that beginning next month, work will be undertaken to upgrade the northern portion of the Candaba Viaduct. The work will involve replacing 13 priority link slabs that connect the bridge decks of the viaduct that spans 5 kilometers from Bulacan to Pampanga. And like said, this will mean cars, vans, small trucks, and buses will again have to drive with care on temporary steel Bailey bridges while crossing over the northern portions of the viaduct being upgraded. A counterflow lane at the southbound carriageway will be open for cargo trucks as well as other vehicles. According to J. Luigi Bautista, President and General Manager of NLEX Corporation, whether it is above the bridge or under the bridge, upgrades are being undertaken at the Candaba Viaduct so motorists can continue having safe and comfortable travel.
Regular NLEX users have seen how the completed upgrade of the southbound portion has made passage over the Candaba Viaduct more safe and comfortable. They might also be willing to suffer some inconveniences while the northbound portion gets upgraded too. The MRT3 continues to overhaul its fleet of the old LRVs to add to its operational fleet.
Another newly overhauled light rail vehicle or LRV has been added to the trains in operation of the MRT3. The 39th overhauled LRV was returned to the main line following a series of speed and quality checks to ensure that they are safe for passengers in operation. The general overhaul of LRVs is part of the wide-ranging and comprehensive rehabilitation of the rail line. The overhaul of 33 more LRVs are scheduled to be undertaken by the maintenance provider of the MRT3. The addition of overhauled LRVs or coaches allowed the MRT3 to deploy from 17 to 21 train sets, comprising of 3 LRVs each on the main line at the same time. At this time, the MRT3 is operating at 70% passenger capacity in compliance with IATF guidelines for public transport under Alert Level 3. This translates to 276 passengers per train car or 828 passengers per 3-car train set.
The rehabilitation of the MRT3 continues to see improvements in service and reliability even amidst the pandemic. After closing its offices for a week, the LTO has vowed to continue to provide services to its clientele amid the surge in COVID-19 cases among its rank and file.
The LTO is urging those applying for new or renewing expiring licenses to use its Land Transportation Management System or LTMS to minimize their face-to-face exposure in various LTO offices. This followed the temporary suspension of frontline operations of the LTO Central Office as well as several branded satellite offices in Metro Manila prompted by the surge of COVID-19 cases among its personnel. The LTO is operating on a skeletal and work-from-home basis with only vital and technical staff required to report at the LTO Central and other affected offices so that nationwide operations can be maintained. Meanwhile, the LTO has extended by 2 months the validity of driver's licenses, student permits, conductor licenses, and medical certificates falling due in January, February, and March to reduce pressure on the public to go out to the LTO in the midst of the surge in COVID-19 cases.
The COVID-19 pandemic has made online transactions even more important to government agencies like the LTO, which has been working hard to digitize its record-keeping and processes. Those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. We've talked a lot about the Private Motor Vehicle Inspection Centers, or PMVICs, and its operations in the previous year, both the affirmative and the negative. Now in the new year and here on Motoring Forum, we shall have Attorney Fudge Tahar, spokesperson of the Vehicle Inspection Center Operators Association of the Philippines, or VICOAP, to give us an in-depth explanation on the significance of PMVICs to the motorists and their vehicles. Here's we with our exclusive interview.
Hello, Attorney Fudge, and welcome to Motoring Today.
Hello, we, and to all the viewers of Motoring Today.
Okay, as a starter, Private Motor Vehicle Inspection Centers, or PMVICs, first came out in August 2020 and have been since controversial, especially in the previous year. Tell us, what really PMVICs are, its role and importance, how different its services from that of the PETCS.
Yes, a PMVIC is a privately operated facility duly authorized, accredited, and regulated by the DOTR through the LTO. It conducts roadworthiness inspections on light vehicles and motorcycles, and as a prerequisite for the annual renewal of their registrations. So what is the importance of PMVICs? First of all, it's a modern system used all over the world, and it's less prone to opportunities for corruptions due to security measures that don't exist in the previous system, what we know as a no appearance or no show, that they just pay a certain amount to the fixers and they don't actually have their vehicles being inspected. So in the PMBIC, we have CCTV videos that is recording and uploading the videos to the LTO central servers. And of course, that would eliminate the no-show or no appearance scheme. And it's also automated and calibrated machines test whose parameters cannot be tampered by PMBIC personnel. So as a historical background, motor vehicle inspection centers, they were conceptualized by the government as a program since 1983. So it has been postponed for almost 4 decades already. We are way behind from our counterparts in Southeast Asia and even the world. And due to logistical constraints and the lack of funding, the MVIS or the Motor Vehicle Inspection Center program did not materialize. And PTC was a stopgap measure, a solution, since the Clean Air Act was enacted in 1999. So since there was a Clean Air Act and there was a requirement for emission testing, and the MVIS or the Motor Vehicle Inspection Center was not established yet, or it's not actually operating. There are some operating during that time, but it was not maintained. The government said that, okay, well, let's just have temporary measure, which is the PTC. And it's totally different. It's not apples to apples. PTCs would just test your emission. But the emission testing is just one component of the 73 types of tests that we conduct in MVIC inspections. So we're very at par from PTCs. In the 73 types of tests, there are 3 stages. Stage 1 is the visual inspection. A PMBIC or inspection center would have an undercarriage pit, meaning the person could actually go under the vehicle and have videos, lights to be able to inspect. And you would require really a large area, which most of our LTO district offices do not have. Like a big area to inspect actually, and enough time to inspect all of the vehicles that has to be registered on a daily basis. Next, stage 2 would be machine test. There's alignment, suspension, brake, and speedometer test. And stage 3 would be the sound level, the decibel, and the headlight test. Of course, under stage 2 and 3, it would require sophisticated and advanced technology. Defect and below standard conditions of the vehicles under these stages cannot be detected merely by human senses or visual inspection. So that's another big difference from PETCs or the usual inspection that a vehicle would undergo in the previous system. And also, the whole process would require that the vehicle must be attached to the equipment to be tested. Of course, under this kind of system, it would be impossible to have a non-appearance practice, which is the corrupt practice that we have been familiar with for the past decades. And also, for the system to function, first, before you would be able to have the test, a technician is required to scan his finger to ensure that he's authorized to use the equipment and for accountability purposes. This is a small price to pay for integrity in our country's vehicle inspection and registration system, and more so, saving lives by ensuring that our vehicles are roadworthy.
We understand that Motor Vehicle Inspection System or MVIS and emission testing are a prerequisite for vehicle registration with the Land Transportation Office or LTO. At the moment, how many PMVICs are operating nationwide and where are most of these situated? Is this number sufficient to adequately meet the demand for motor vehicle inspection as a requirement for renewal of registrations?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are only almost 80 PMVICs operating nationwide, mostly in Luzon and Visayas, 69 of which are already members of VICO app. So every time there's an approval or there's a certificate issued, we're trying to reach out to the owners of these PMVIC so that they could be part of a member or be part of our group. And of course, this is not sufficient considering the number of vehicles being tested every day. However, we're hoping to make the PMVICs mandatory, at least in areas where the centers are already operating, in order to encourage more investors and be able to establish centers in areas where PMVICs are not yet existing, or very few PMVICs are existing, such as in Mindanao.
Okay. So how are PMVIC operations faring under present DOTR LTO guidelines? Also, what can you recommend the said transport departments to do in order for privatizations of the MVIS to succeed in achieving the objective of ensuring only roadworthy vehicles get registered?
So for now, we're not faring well because we're not mandatory. Again, we are actually pushing for mandatory testing only in areas where it's going to be convenient for the motorist because it would have a logistically or geographically, practically near to the registrations or in the district offices. And our recommendation for the DOTR and LTO is to allow for the opening of more PMBICs in the areas that don't have them. Of course, there was a delay due to the pandemic, but if they're gonna have double time and make more effort to test the areas, because they would have to visit the areas to check before they actually issue a clearance and a permit for these centers to operate. And next is to conduct public service announcement to inform the public about the need for roadworthy vehicles. And it's just not a money-making scheme. It's actually essential to ensure roadworthy and ensure that our registration process is actually reliable. And the role of the PMVICs is very crucial in achieving this. The government has to take an active role in shifting the mentality of the motoring public from one of convenience, wherein we just pay an amount and we don't show actually, or we don't participate in the inspection. And we should also be able to have support from the government to stop the perpetuating use of fixers and their modus. And we have to shift our mentality to being conscious and being responsible vehicle owners.
So why do you think there is seeming resistance to mandatory testing by PMVICs? Are there trust issues still needed to be resolved? There may still be private vehicle owners who are worried about reports that automated testing caused some damage to vehicles, as what came out in the previous year. What are you doing about this?
Well, first of all, there is resistance from other government officers. I guess our presence threatens the livelihood, quote unquote, of corrupt officials on the local level. They're benefiting from the previous system. On the ground level, PMBICs are being boxed out from conducting their mandate. So since we're not mandatory, we're actually not being able to provide the service that we're supposed to do. And with regard to public resistance, the trust issues from our perspective has been resolved. The only time there were regular reports of these damages were in the beginning of the implementation, the birth pains, of which full responsibility was taken by the facilities involved. And that's an assurance to the public. And of course, there's the nakasanayan na mentality. Many motorists would engage fixers in good faith, not knowing that they're perpetuating corrupt practices. Diba? Parang it has been our practice, it has been the tradition. So why change it? As a result, the regular motorist is not aware that proper, truthful, and honest vehicle inspection should be a prerequisite for registration. The mentality is still in the realm of convenience, not irresponsible ownership of vehicles. And what we're doing as members of VICO app, we regularly communicate and establish the best practices to strengthen the industries. That's why our organization was established by the members or by the PMBIC owners and operators. Whether it be in internal controls or customer service, we have a continuous desire not just to sustain the industry, but to earn the public's trust. But this is only half of the solution, because how can we earn the public's trust if they don't even patronize our services? Those whose interests are being thwarted by our presence have gone to great lengths to discredit the PMBICs, both in public and within the policymakers. If only they just come and visit our centers instead of forming judgment based on biased information. They have to experience our services firsthand. And as many customers have, the converts, they would see that there's nothing to fear.
Okay. Looking ahead, what does VICO app plan to do to get more private motor vehicle owners to patronize PMVICs even without it being made mandatory?
Of course, we have our marketing initiatives. and we seek the assistance and we partner with organizations that recognize the importance of a robust and sustainable road safety program. We seek to rid the government of corrupt practices that compromise the safety of motorists. PMBICs can be the catalyst to promote anti-corruption programs.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Attorney Fudge. But before we end, do you have any message to the viewers relevant to this topic?
Hi, viewers of Motoring Today. Just come to our PMBICs and experience the service for yourself. Responsible vehicle ownership includes ensuring the safety of your vehicle. By demanding honesty and trustworthy service, you're also doing your part in putting an end to the status quo of fixers whose practices continue to erode the trust in government. Do not perpetuate this, and this is your opportunity to be part of change.
Thank you once again, Attorney Fudge.
Thank you, Wee, and happy motoring!
That was We with Attorney Fudge Tahar, spokesperson of the VICO app, with insights into the significance and role of PMBICs not only to motorists and their vehicles but also in promoting road safety. Our feature on Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Back with us here on Motoring Today. In line with our lifelong commitment to promote road safety, here is this week's road safety tip in cooperation with Toyota Motor Philippines. As seen on the animation, vehicles turning right have the right of way bago ang mga liliko sa kaliwa. Always be patient, lalo na kung ikaw ay nasa intersection para maiwasan ang aksidente. More motoring tips for you here on Motoring Today. Proper driver's demeanor while behind the wheel through Mitsubishi Motors Philippines.
Payong chopper lang kaibigan, ako si Daniel Villegas, isang kapwa nyo chopper. Iwasan po natin ang pagpatugtog ng sobrang lakas ng musika sa ating sakyan, lalo na habang ito'y tumatakbo sa daan.
Dapat nating malaman na ang pagpapatugtog ng loud music sa loob ng sasakyan, pampasahero man ito o pribado, ay di lamang nakakapwerhisyo. Ito rin ay delikado. Kapag tayo ay nagpapatugtog ng malakas, ito ay nagdudulot ng ingay at nakakaabala rin sa ibang tao. Ang atensyon natin ay nababaling sa musika at hindi sa pagmamaneho natin. At kung tayo ay distracted, hindi tayo alerto sa mga nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran. Kapag ito ang nangyari, di lamang ikaw ang madidisgrasya, pati na rin ang ibang motorista.
Kaya palaging tandaan, habang tayo ay nagmamaneho, lagi tayong alisto sa ating paligid. Ito po si Daniel Villegas, payong chopper lang, kaibigan mula sa isang kapwa nyo chopper.
Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
To overtake the world, we all need a sense of greatness. Greatness that's powerful enough to change the world. Greatness that exudes intelligence. With the brains behind the brawn. With flaring passion and a taste for style. That's greatness accelerated. The all-new Honda Civic, now with Honda Sensing.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsport is next. We start with the latest news and developments.
Inigo Anton joined a team of Southeast Asian e-motorsports pros that earned a 4th place finish at the recent Le Mans virtual race. Anton was part of Team Axel Sports, the only Southeast Asian team competing in the e-endurance race, in which 50 teams and 200 international drivers competed, including the likes of reigning F1 champion Max Verstappen, former F1 champion Juan Pablo Montoya, and IndyCar 2021 champion Alex Palou. Other members of Team Axel Sports were Nakib Azlan of Malaysia, Josh Purween of Australia, and R. Muhammad Alif of Singapore. The team started in P8 and was up to 5th after 21 hours before ending up in 4th place overall at the end of 24 hours, benefiting from Verstappen's team crashing out of the competition.
Come on!
Let's go! More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today.
Races to go!
Verstappen's run to his first F1 driver's title was certainly not trouble-free at all. Race weekend continued to review the roller coaster ride that was the Red Bull driver's journey to a championship. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Live extra with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Ford Philippines saved the best for last in 2021, ending the year with a media test drive of the all-new Ford Territory. The media drive saw those lucky enough to be invited to the event being lent units of the Ford Territory to drive over to the Thunderbird Resorts and Casinos in Binangonan, Rizal. After the mandatory antigen testing, the participants get to check in at the resort. Dinner was early as the next morning's itinerary called for a 3 a.m. breakfast and a 4:10 a.m. departure to Viewscape Nature's Park in Tanay, Rizal. The hour-and-a-half drive in the wee hours of the morning to the Viewscape Nature's Park provided media a great opportunity to check out the features of the Ford Territory. And upon their arrival, they had the opportunity to witness a spectacular mountain sunrise. Ford Philippines' Herbert Haber explains why they chose the venue for the media test drive event.
For the Ford territory, we chose this location because of the beauty of the scenery as well as the mountains, and we'd like our media to be able to see the sunrise and check out the Ford vehicles features.
The media test drive came at a time when Ford was celebrating the Ford territory reaching the 8,000 sales mark.
For the territory, we're actually now celebrating the 8,000 unit that was sold since its launch last August. So it's such a milestone for us for the territory to become the #1 small SUV in the market today.
There's another 7-seater SUV in the market, and this one is priced at only 879,000 pesos. It's the Kaizen CX-70. Distributed locally by Borjay Auto Asia Incorporated, the Kaizen CX-70 is 4,705mm long, 1,800mm wide, and 1,775mm tall. This 7-seater SUV is powered by a 1.5-liter turbocharged gasoline engine that generates 150 PS and 230 Nm of torque. An advanced 6-speed automatic transmission sends power to the rear wheels. The Kaizen CX-70 comes with much of the bells and whistles seen in SUVs priced at the $8 million plus levels, including sunroof, power folding side mirrors, smart keyless entry, 8-inch infotainment system, rear parking sensors, and reverse camera. It also comes with a host of safety features and driver assist technologies, including dual airbags, anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution, traction control system, electronic stability program, hill hold control. The all-new Kaizen CX-70 is available at Kaizen dealerships in Santa Rosa, Laguna, BGC, Taguig, Davao, Cagayan de Oro, General Santos City, and Butuan. The new Lexus ES is now available locally in 2 variants, one of which is a hybrid model. The Lexus ES 300h arrived with the new GAK platform, the latest generation hybrid electric system. The ES 300h features a 2.5-liter inline-4 engine integrated with ES hybrid electric system that achieves excellent fuel efficiency and power acceleration using the new hybrid trans-axle with improved efficient internal power flow and higher efficiency power control unit. Total system output of the gasoline engine and electric motor is 218 PS. The interior features synthetic leather, 8-way power adjustment for driver and front passenger, HEV indicator, 8-inch touch display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, smartphone linking, and Miracast, plus a 10-speaker premium sound system. The Lexus ES 300h can be yours for 3,758,000 pesos. Also now available in the country is the Lexus ES 350 Premier, which is powered by a 3.5-liter V6 engine that generates 302 PS and 356 Nm of torque and is mated to an 8-speed direct-shift automatic transmission. Among features unique to the ES 350 Premier variant are rain-sensing wipers, automatic trunk operation with a kick sensor, semi-aniline leather seats, driver and front seat passenger, 10-way power seats, and front seat ventilation systems. The Lexus ES 350 Premium can be yours for 4,728,000 pesos. After a long 2-year hiatus brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, Grupo Toyota finally got to hold a face-to-face meet. Held in early December at the Blue Bay Walk at the Metro Park in Pasay City, Grupo Toyota hosted a meet and greet among old and new members of the car club, as well as a super sprint driving clinic. The last time the group held a grand event was back in February 2020, right before authorities ordered lockdowns because of the still ongoing pandemic. According to Grupo Toyota's Jill Tan, the December event has been in the works for a long time, and as COVID-19 quarantine or alert level restrictions are eased to allow face-to-face meets.
First of all, we wanted to celebrate, of course, that things are slowly returning back to normal by having a get together for the group. But also at the same time, we wanted to give thanks to all our sponsors who have been good to us. Pre-pandemic, even during the pandemic, they continued to support us. They continued to support Grupo Toyota and Super Sprint, of course. And we wanted to bring people to the venue, which is Blue Bay Walk in Metro Park, who are also our event partners, who are our venue partners.
Among the highlights of the Grupo Toyota meet was the Super Sprint Clinic as well as the driving competition.
Well, for today, it's just, we have a lot of prizes. We have a lot of giveaways from our sponsors and our friends. Of course, there's the beautiful cars that are on display. And we have the Super Sprint Clinic. This is a clinic wherein beginner drivers, they are given lessons so that they can hopefully improve their skills. It's not just in the racing, segment, but also just for their everyday driving.
Among those who participated in the driving competition was Gabriel De Lara, who now looks forward to more events in 2022.
Today's event, it was really great naman. Naka-oras naman tayo ng matino, mabilis rin. If I'm not mistaken, best time yan. And thank you for the event. It was so much fun and nag-enjoy talaga ako. I hope the next event mas fun pa talaga for all. And mas marami na sana sumali. Ngayon limited lang yung slots eh.
Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. This edition of Showcase takes a look on the top-of-the-line Mg5 Alpha Cvt.
The local market has a surfeit of compact sedans that should fit a lot of mixes of needs, wants, and budgets. One is the Mg5. MG Philippines touts its offering in the local subcompact sedan market as big in features and big in comfort. There's some truth to that. It is among the bigger in its class at 4,601mm long, 1,818mm wide, and 1,489mm tall. A 2,680mm long wheelbase allows for a roomy cabin with very respectable headroom and leg space. MG likes to remind people of its British heritage, and well, it should, as its exterior design does come across as European-inspired with its imposing chrome grille with a massive MG badge, stylish profile, and sharp-looking rear styling. The Mg5 is also big in features, big as in full of top-end features. The Mg5 Alpha Cvt, the top-of-the-line variant, comes with LED project headlights with leveling and automatic on-off function, LED daylight running lights, power side mirror with turn indicators, heating and auto-folding function, rear glass defogger and frameless wiper. And yes, the Alpha also comes with an electric sunroof. The two-tone 10-spoke 16-inch alloy wheels mounted with 205 55R16 tires add both class and sportiness to the Mg5. Good functionality is provided by a trunk that has a 512-liter capacity. Big-in features can also describe the interior amenities and convenience features. Leather-style upholstery for seats and trim in the Alpha. The front seats are comfortable and well-bolstered, both heated and power-adjustable. 6 ways for the driver and 4 ways for the front passenger. There's even lumbar support for the driver, albeit controlled manually. The leather-wrapped steering wheel tilts but does not telescope, but it comes with controls for such things as audio and cruise control. The Mg5 Alpha comes with remote keyless and passive entry system, push-button start-stop, power windows, remote central locking, as well as electric air conditioning. Also big in the Alpha is the 10-inch color display touchscreen for the infotainment system with AM/FM radio, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto, and 6 speakers as well as 5 USB ports. Best of all, the 10-inch touchscreen display is integrated with all-around cameras that provide a 360-degree view that, combined with rear sensors, makes more safe and trouble-free parking. Underneath the hood of the Mg5 is a 1.5-liter inline gasoline engine with DOHC, 16 valves, and DVVT. The engine generates 114 PS and 150 Nm of torque. On the Alpha, the engine is mated to a CVT with manual mode system. The Mg5 is not a speedster, but it does have oomph enough for some spirited driving when called for. It also comes with standard front McPherson struts and rear torsion beam suspension system, with the Alpha featuring all-wheel disc brakes, ventilated in front and solid in the rear. The Mg5 does not lack in standard active and passive safety features, as it comes with ABS and EBD, brake assist, coordinating brake control, and EBD, 3-point seatbelts for all 5 occupants in the car, child locks and ISOFIX, driver and front seat passenger airbags. Additionally, the Mg5 Alpha also comes with electronic stability control, auto-hold brake feature, tire pressure monitoring system, side airbags, and driver seatbelt reminder. The Mg5 is offered with a 5-year, 100,000-kilometer warranty, as well as MG Care, which includes mobile garage, mobile app, 24/7 roadside assistance, and 1 hour max and go.
In some ways, the Mg5 Alpha Cvt is a cut above the rest in the subcompact sedan class and should be worth a look and a test drive. That's our featured vehicle on this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Live extra with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
All-new Isuzu Mu X. Take the lead.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
We now have our segment that dwells on the wide array of motoring problems, not only in the metro, but all over the country as well. This is where we present problems referred to us or we ourselves see and hope to fully find solutions for. Our public service segment is next.
A concerned motorist has reached out to us to report about what he calls a hidden bike lane and an unfair traffic violation called in 9th Avenue, Bonifacio Global City in Taguig. According to him, the city's implementation on the use of bike lanes are done very poorly, leading to drivers committing traffic violations which could have been avoided. In his explanation, there is a bike lane along 9th Avenue that is not obvious, and there are also no signs that you are indeed entering a bike lane when turning right. It also confused him that a sign that says "Turn right at any time with care" is present in the area.
Right, this way? It's okay, we're almost there. We'll be there in 4 minutes. Is this guy being ticketed? Oh no.
He added that traffic enforcers are not doing any measures to prevent drivers from entering that apparently exclusive lane for cyclists. Disappointed and frustrated, the motorists blasted the scheme, the enforcers, and even gave suggestions on road planning. We shall ask the Taguig City government for reaction and get their side as well regarding this.
That's our public service segment this week. And should you yourself encounter motoring problems that need immediate attention, please feel free to contact us. See the details being flashed on your screen. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 35th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!